Jurgen Klopp had talked, Jules, about how losing the home advantage in the second leg could be a big problem. It kind of looks that way now, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. Certainly, I think now that we've changed the way the game, the first leg and second legs, would happen because of the outbreak of COVID in the Liverpool squad at the time of the first leg and all the postponement and everything. Arsenal will have to feel like they're favourite at home at the Emirates in the second leg in a week time to go and qualify for the final and meet Chelsea. It won't be easy, of course, and they would have to stay with 11 men on the pitch. But certainly, you feel like the resilience that they showed today and that spirit that really we have to give Mikel Arteta credit for, because this is his own making. He's built that team spirit and that mindset and that resilience altogether that they didn't have 2 or 3 years earlier, to be fair. And now they're going to go with a lot of confidence first to the derby on Sunday. And if that goes well too, then with a lot of momentum as well for the second leg next week.
And he makes a good point, Jules, there as well, obviously, because we know they were coming into it after a not-so-great performance in the FA Cup against Nottingham Forest. Yeah,
and listen, this was a performance that you can really rally around and feel good about, especially given the games to come. But at the same time, you recognise that you can't get overly carried away with it. We are talking about Liverpool. We are talking about one of the best footballing teams in world football, despite the omissions. You are going to be at home and have to play a little bit more on the front foot, which Liverpool prefers. So while Arsenal are favourites, let's not get carried away, or let's hope that they aren't getting carried away, thinking that it's job done here and you just have to take care of business at home. Nothing could be further from the truth. But, and I'll say this again, about this Arsenal team, about Arteta and how they've progressed, given some of the early season criticisms that they had to endure, what you've seen from Arsenal over recent weeks, and this game highlights it, it shows how far they've come. It shows with how much more confidence they can play, and that on their day, they're a match for any of the big boys in not just the Premier League, but dare I say, world football. Now, I'm the one who's getting a little bit carried away. But again, just kind of given where we were with them, it's great to see Arsenal back and at least putting in these kinds of performances, because these have been missing for the last 3 or 4 years.
Don, for you, at the end of the season, where they're standing in the top 4 race right now?
Arsenal, I think they've got every chance. I disagree with them being favourites in the second leg, because they lost Cedric tonight. They lost, obviously, Granit Xhaka to suspension. They've got no midfield whatsoever. A lot of their best players away to the AFCON. So I looked at the effort that they put in tonight, which was a massive shift for them. They come off, as I said, shattered. Then they go into a London derby. Can they raise themselves for the Liverpool game? But in terms of top 4, I think they've got every chance. I think the spirit that Shaka's talking about, I can see it. I can see what Jules is saying with Mikel Arteta. He had a horrendous start to the season and he was getting laughed out of town a little bit, struggling towards the bottom end of the league, close to the bottom 3. And then they've found it. The players have listened to the manager. They've stuck with him. They've found resilience. They've found confidence. I want to see it against the big sides, and I've seen it against Man City last week, even though they lost the game. But I've seen it against City now, and I've seen it against Liverpool. That tells me Arsenal are close to being back.
I want a yes or no from you, Don.
Top 4? No.
Oh, anyone disagree with Don? Jules?
I think they'll finish 4th.
Okay.
Jules is an Arsenal fan, though.
I know, but still, but then maybe biased, but maybe sometimes you could be more pessimistic when it's your side.
Speaking as a Borough fan, you mean? I'm going to say, right now, yes, Arsenal are favourites to finish top 4. I think it's between them and Spurs. And we just see how much more improving Spurs does under Antonio Conte. I don't see Manchester United coming into that picture. And despite West Ham currently being in 4th, I just feel, especially given the injuries that they're having to endure between now and the end of the season, they eventually drop out.
Well, thank you very much for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for live streaming, premium content, and let's not forget as well, ESPN FC 7 days a week. Subscribe to ESPN+.